Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag is seated on a time bomb as speculations continue about his job, with the latest coming through from Sky Sports suggesting that indeed Kieran McKenna has been contacted by Ineos. My name is Webb. Subscribe, share, and like this video as we get into this breaking update coming through from a highly credible news source in the UK. Now, we know what's going on as the focus is on the FA Cup final, and many almost beginning to get convinced now that Erik ten Hag is in the last days. Boom, Sky Sports is coming out and they are saying it. They are confirming what we are almost already knowing right now, that indeed last week Kieran McKenna was contacted by Omar Berada. They met and spoke about the possibility of him taking over as Manchester United head coach. Quote this: head coach, not manager, because the new structure of Ineos will not have a manager. They want to have a head coach, like most clubs currently do. I think even Bayern Munich, who have confirmed, who are almost about to confirm, really, I think it's a matter of time that Vincent Company will be their boss. I think he's also going to be a head coach, not a manager per se. I don't see him managing Hurricane really entirely by himself. But let's go back to Man United. That matters now. Well, the talks are out. They have contacted him. However, they insist, of course, that they have not yet made a decision on whether Eric Ten Hag should go or not. And well, it doesn't make sense really, because if they haven't made a decision whether why are they contacting someone? Are they weighing options? Well, that's probably to play safe. Whoever has broken the story with Sky Sport, they're just trying to add that to play safe in case it doesn't happen. We'll say, I told you they had not made a decision. But if you're coming out to assert and say that already the contact has been made, Omar Berada, who will come in as the CEO of Manchester United, well, clearly, as it has been proven, this guy has been working even while on gardening leave. He has already been talking to Dan Ashworth. I think now they saw that there's nothing to hide, because they were figured out already, and they have got to face the wrath of the law of the Premier League because of tapping up. But well, sticking to Kieran McKenna, I want to talk about this guy a bit and why he's trending, because he has also been linked highly with the job at Chelsea, and people must be saying, why on earth would a 38-year-old Irish footballer who played, I think, only as high as the second division of Irish football be a front contender to take over the job at a team like Manchester United? Well, certain people would think that, but the reality is, this guy has got a promising resume if you look at it, because first of all he coached at the Tottenham under 18 team, and after he left Tottenham in 2016, he joins Manchester United with the under 18s, wins the Premier League the Northern Division title of the Premier League with the under 18s. Shortly after that, him and Michael Carrick are promoted into the senior team to be assistants of Jose Mourinho. Just after, that's when Rui Faria left, his famous guy, the famous assistant of Jose Mourinho. When he left, it's Michael Carrick and Kieran McKenna who were promoted with Jose Mourinho as his assistants. Then Mourinho is sacked, I think, after the first season, 2018, 2019. The next day, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer comes in. Kieran McKenna is still maintained with Michael Carrick as the assistant. Even when Solskjaer left, Rajnik came, they still maintained these two. Now, that should tell you. And then the both of them go. Carrick has good, decent success with Middlesbrough. He shows what he can do with Middlesbrough. Kieran McKenna is instantly promoting Ipswich into the top division. Now, honestly, if you are a club that is looking for a head coach, really, wouldn't you go for such a person? Look, some of the best man, and this is, I'm not trying to say that he's the right guy or not, but I'm just trying to explain to you why I think the reports saying or linking him to Manchester United hold water, because this guy has got a profile. The thing is, most of football supporters globally are fascinated by managers who have got experience. And honestly, this thing called experience lately in football is overrated. You think about teams like Arsenal, which was almost competing for the Premier League title. What experience do they have? Think about a manager like Jabi Alonso. What experience did he have winning the Bundesliga unbeaten? So I think experience, yes, is important, but it can be overrated sometimes, especially at a time when there are not so many options in terms of experienced managers, unless you're going to keep regurgitating the same guys, unless they bring back Jose Mourinho. But the reality is, you've got to get to a point where you trust the upcoming youngsters. The way Pep Guardiola was trusted by FC Barcelona. Before he was trusted by FC Barcelona, he had been around the youth structures. So you think about these successful managers and how to get there, to get successful, and you're thinking the journey of McKenna is not entirely far from the success, the Zinedine Zidane's, how he was with the junior team of Real Madrid before he became successful with Real Madrid. So you've got to think about it that one. Think, okay, the tried and tested have come in there post Sir Alex Ferguson. It didn't work. Nearly all of them. You can mention all of them. Now, why not go for a guy 38 who has been there with these players as an assistant, has been trusted by what you would call some of the best managers. Probably him being able to go to Ipswich and turn up things the way he did was because of the training he got with the Jose Mourinho's, the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's, the Ralph Ragnicks, and these guys he worked with, but also the fact that he worked with young players, meaning he had a model, a playing model that he built that has been seen. So for me, I cannot exactly come here and refute allegations suggesting that Kieran McKenna is a front runner for the job. And if in any case, what are the options? If teams like Bayern are going for Vincent Company, what are the options? There are not so many options around. And no disrespect to Vincent Company, I'm extremely happy to see him, you know, being considered for the Bayern job. First of all, it speaks to the racism being, I think, kicked out of the game. I think it's rare to see a black manager in these top leagues, in the Premier League and now in Germany. It's rare. So already for me, it's a good thing for football. It's a beautiful thing to see for football. So at such a top club in Europe, so it's progress. But also I love his football. I think I loved how he played. Perhaps it was his first season. He could have adjusted to survive with Burnley, but the idea is the principle is he has to be a top manager. So let's see how it goes. Is it too early for him? Well, maybe, maybe not. But going back to Kieran McKenna, I think for me, yes, it could look like a rushed job for him in case they gave it to him. It could look like it's not an improvement on Eric Ten Hag. But the thing is, Kieran McKenna could comfortably come in as a head coach and stick to coaching football, which I think is where his art is. That is what Ineos wants. Eric Ten Hag is Dutch. These Dutch guys are all about he's the manager. He wants to be a manager. That's what he's used to. He knows if he leaves Manchester United, there are so many clubs out there, high profile clubs that will take him on as a manager, not as a head coach. I think part of the reasons why Mauricio Pochettino left Chelsea is because he was not being given full control. And the modern game today does not favor that full control system for a manager because it becomes difficult. And I think it's good for them because if they want the control, but the way players today are made, the way these kids are made, you need more than just a manager to handle them. I'm sure Sir Alex Ferguson would struggle under the current football setup. So I think for me it's not exactly far fetched. It's not exactly impossible. Does it look exciting and appealing? Perhaps not. But if Ineos feel he's the right guy, if they want to be their own man, if they want to start something new, and for me, if they bring in a guy like Kieran McKenna, exactly what for me that would mean is they're trying to build a project, a proper project, and they are looking for a young manager to grow with these players and build something close to what Sir Alex Ferguson built when he joined Manchester United. So for me, I think it's fair. We want to see it. It's a fair thing to see. McKenna is almost as young as Sir Alex Ferguson was when he joined Manchester United. So really, if he's the guy they zero down on, well, I will not say. In fact, of all some of the options we have. I mean, they say better the devil you know than the angel you don't. This is a guy who was spoken about highly by former United players like Ashley Young, current ones like Harry Maguire rate him highly. They have probably seen him and know. And Ineos in their research trying to help the club, they were speaking to players, and certainly they must have asked them about Kylian McKenna and his methods and what he can do, and probably some of these players have recommended him. So let's see what the 38-year-old can do if that is the report from Sky Sports is true. Because again, it first has to be true for us to start going deeper into it. But I'm for young people. For me, I support. I know what young people can do if they are given the trust, if they are given the platform and the opportunity. Shall we then? Will Man United be instantly competing for titles? Certainly not. They want to constantly be competing for titles. Whereas United fans, we are desperate for titles. I think if you bring in a guy like Kylian McKenna, you're taking it a little bit back. Give him the time. The way Arsenal have given Eric Ten Hag the time, well, he might not have brought the trophies yet, but you can see they're not so far away from winning the titles. So yeah, it's a different thing. So he wouldn't be the worst of options in the event that Ineos indeed want to let go of Eric Ten Hag. My name is Webb. This is the United of Sport. That is a quick breaking update concerning the Manchester United manager situation. Just to wrap it up for you, the Sky Sports reports that Ineos, Omar Berada to be specific, the incoming CEO, and spoke to Kieran McKenna about the possibility of him taking over Manchester United, but they did not. This does not mean they have already made a decision to sack Eric Ten Hag. I was looking at Eric Ten Hag speaking in the press conference today, and honestly, he looks deflated. I saw it again. I've been saying it in the last Premier League game. I thought he looked deflated. I feel like he still looks deflated. So what else? What exactly are we about to see? I don't know whether you've had a look at the kit, the Man United kit. Well, doesn't matter really. Let's just stick to the things that matter. But the kit is has leaked. You can have a look at it. Well, maybe tomorrow I'll show it to you.